So we're gonna run this build. Um, so this is specifically what I run. I obviously go in with full buffs, and I've used a very specific food, which I think is probably the most overpowered food in the game. Obviously, it's so overpowered that it only works in visions. I think it would be kind of unfair if this food worked in any other content. So I'll show you all that. I usually do visions off stream, so I don't know if I've ever shown visions on stream before because it's normally pretty boring. All right, so we're gonna put on our flask. We're gonna put on our free rune. We put on our double buffs. We will put on our food buff now. So the food that we use in visions is we use ghastly goulash, which is when well fed, you regenerate 2% of your maximum health every second. You could probably tell just from reading it, that sounds really overpowered. It is. The way that we tend to pull, we change it up a little bit. Some areas we will pull really big. It kind of depends on our wings. Sometimes we will pull an entire area all at once, and then we will use it defensive. So you know what? For this one, let's get... I don't think we need double Cavalier. There's no ice in the bad areas, so we'll run Unbreakable Spirit in this one. And then we will also run Zeal. So this is the essences we're going to use. I never change my essences. These are the talents we're going to use. Everything else you can see on the screen. Alright. So I don't have a timer on the screen, but this is what it's going to look like. Pop our buffs, and we will get going. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to wait a couple seconds, and we're going to see whether we have the speed up or slow down buff, because that's the affix this week. If we have the slow down, we're going to heal ourselves. We're going to use a couple of globals to get us fast, because we don't want to be slow. So we're starting with slow, so we're going to cleanse ourselves. So every 5 globals, it switches. Most people don't know that. So now we have the speed buff. We're going to go and gather everything. 7:05 start. All right. We're going to check and see, is our friend in here? He is. So we're going to do a half pull this time. So depending on where the mini-boss is, sometimes we'll do a half pull, sometimes we'll do a full pull. So we kill the first pull, we kill it rather very quickly. That's about half the area. Again, we have the slow buff, so we're gonna make ourselves fast again. Kill this one guy over here. And when I'm doing these runs, I'm always counting in my head how much of everything we have. So in the first area, there's 3 chests and 2 crystals that we need to get. So we have 2 chests already, and we're going to check the crystal spawn points. So we know that a crystal can spawn over here in the back. So we got 1 crystal and 2 chests now. We see the 3rd chest is over there. We're going to check for a crystal in here. It's not here, that means it's in the behind the ads in the corner. So this is the 3rd chest. We're going to just go and pull the rest of this area. And then the 3rd crystal is over down there. Just pop wings again. We don't really need to, but for time's sake, why not? Here's the second one. So we've got both crystals and all the chests in the area. We're at about 190, give or take RNG. So that means we know that we killed everything in the first area. I tend to not do the mailboxes because it's normally just a waste of time. They give very, very little mementos. It's like 5 or something. It's the only thing I don't do. The RNG between the runs is worth far more mementos than the mailboxes are. Like, I could do them if you guys want me to, but I tend not to. Alright, so let's see. Do we have the really annoying guy here? Alright, shit, we do have the really annoying guy. So we're not going to do a big pull here. Normally we would do a big pull, like, the whole area or whatever, but, fire hit us down, we have to get back up. Normally we would do a really big pull here, but we have the guy that polymorphs us, and damage doesn't break that polymorph, so it's really annoying. So we're gonna have to kill him with wings and stun him so he doesn't polymorph us right away. Because if you don't kill him really fast like that, it can get really obnoxious. We still have a bunch of wings, so we can go and pull whatever else we can. Normally you want to do big pulls, but you don't always have to do really big pulls to kill stuff efficiently. What is slowing us? We have freedom on. So we're gonna have to go back and clear the rest anyways. Again, because of the really overpowered buff we have, we don't even care if we're getting hit by a thing from beyond. As you can see, our health is just going to plummet right back up. Like, we were down to 200k, I haven't used any healing abilities. We're already back up to 400. So, like, when you use this really overpowered food, you just don't have to worry. Alright, so we already see where both of the chests are. We're going to go grab this one, and we'll grab the other one on our way back. So now we're just looking out for crystals. And we see that there's one up there. So we can go grab this one. That means the second one is either in the house, behind the house, or in the hut over yonder. So we'll check the one right over here so we don't have to backtrack. Looks like it's not here. So that means it's either in the house or it's over yonder. So we have 1 and 1, and we know now where the rest are. So by deducing where everything is, you could also run a little bit faster. That way you don't have to backtrack at all. So we're going to go kill the boss right away because we have wings, and then we'll go grab the last crystal after. I'm gonna pop bubble here because we can. Have it back up for when we need it again. Just makes this guy a lot quicker. Check in here. It's not here, so that means the last crystal is in the hut back here. It has to be. And there it is. I believe we didn't this. Alright, now we're fully done with this area. Alright, this is where we're going to start doing some slightly larger pulls. Again, that area I didn't do it all in one pull because it had the really nasty guy who would just polymorph you every 10 seconds, and that can actually kill you. So that slows down our run by about a minute, but that's okay. You try to avoid one thing and you just got hit by another. That's unfortunate. We're going to take this guy into these two. I'm going to use wings to clear out this whole area here. These guys have some nasty casts that you just don't want going off on you, so I always try and kill them quickly. So, Touch of the Abyss is the name of the cast that you just don't want to have going off. I'm gonna pull these while we still have wings. We have one just here. I'm gonna kill this guy. We might lose some sanity because of unavoidable stuff, but try and dodge everything best we can. It's really nasty to have these affixes with this boss, especially if we're getting slowed. We didn't lose much, so that's good. Also, I probably didn't say, but these runs that I do, I tend to not use any Sanity Orbs either. You just, if you're doing it fast enough, you just don't need to. So we have one crystal and one box now from this area. We see the second box is over here. That means the second crystal is in one of the tents at the end, which we have our cooldowns back up, so we're going to go pull the whole area now, and then we're going to chain that into the boss. Or both bosses, I should say, actually. I'll let this go off quickly, though. Tips for Mythic Kara. Honestly, the difference between your low sim and your high sim on Mythic Kara can be wings procs. There's no real specific strat for Mythic Kara that's going to let you do more damage, honestly. A good amount of it is just RNG. And it's kind of sad to say that, but it's true. Alright, so we cleared that whole area. And we're going to take this wings proc right into the boss. We tried to dodge it, but got hit. It's fine, though. Because we wanted to rush this, because guess what? This boss is dead already. So we just cleared both of the mini-boss and the boss of the zone within like 30 seconds. Which is how you make it really, really efficient. This is really annoying. So this guy should be dead, but our helper, you know, quote-unquote helper over here, stole aggro from us. So that actually slowed us down a bit. We see the crystals over here, so we can get out of this area. We're not going to bother taking the teleport back because we're going to just make a beeline for the second area because we've already cleared the whole main area. Also, the first time on Mythic Kara, it's really about just playing safe. If you're not comfortable or your guild's not comfortable, 100% you're going to want to run under 40 corruption. The first time I ever ran above 40 corruption was not just on farm, it was on deep farm. So definitely you want to run under 40 corruption as a Ret Paladin on Mythic Kara. Aside from that, you know, the most important thing to do, regardless of the strat, is you just don't want to die. Like, obviously you never want to die, but it's more important to not die on Carapace than any other boss in the game currently. So that's the other big thing. Just gonna clear out this area quickly. A couple seconds left on our buffs. Our Touch of the Abyss, that's the one ability that we never want to have go off, because that's the 5-second stun. I'm getting yoinked around, because these affixes are really, really annoying.
Who's next? Let's search the drag for survivors.
So we're gonna check. In here, we already know the mini boss isn't there, but you're checking for crystal.
There's a teleporter
That's our 7th crystal, I believe. We're going to check all these houses as well quickly to see if there's anything in them. Sometimes there is. Obviously, you have all these potions on the ground, but when you're running it fast enough, like I said before, the same thing with everything else. You just don't need them. It's a waste of time. You just don't need those kind of buffs. Okay, we're checking in here. No crystal, no nothing. Okay. Got a chest. So that's now 1 chest and 1 crystal. Checking in here. Here's the 2nd crystal. That means the chest should be in the... No, it's right here. Alright, so we're done with the side objectives then. We'll just go and kill this boss.
This isn't good.
I'm gonna try and pre-pop our fire. So that way we don't have to move during this boss. Shit, he made us move anyways. That's actually really annoying. We're gonna get hit by this, I believe. Oh. Alright. That was unfortunate. We had really bad timing on the RNG there. We didn't get hit though, so we didn't lose any time. So we have to go kill this bear now. This is where the biggest pull in the instance that we do. So you want to have Divine Shield up for this pull, and you want to have wings. So we're going to actually wait on wings a sec to do this big pull. It's worth waiting. I see we need to pick up a crystal here anyways. So while we wait, we can actually go kill this guy because he'll bop us around, which can be annoying. His headbutt. We have 17 seconds on wings, so that should be more than enough time to gather everything up. Let all of our corruption stop proccing on us. Alright, so the second we get slow, we're going to speed pod here. Gather all these guys. We're just going to keep on gathering everything. We're going to speed pot. Gonna grab the mini boss. Alright. Got everything. Gonna ignore all the mechanics and kill everything quickly while we're in bubble. So we do this massive, massive pull. And we can pick up these 2 guys in the corner. And we just killed pretty much every mob in this area in 1 pull. Alright, so we got 1 chest. And we got 1 crystal already. We have to check behind the door over here to see if there is a 2nd crystal. And there is, so it's not up top. And it's not below the bridge. I believe we saw that there is the 2nd box over here. Which also means we have all the crystals in boxes. That just leaves the boss of this area, and we ran into that. And a couple side adds, which is perfect timing because our wings will be up the second we want it to. Gonna point ourselves this way, so that way we're not headbutted into nothingness. We're just gonna start this right away. For this guy, you can kill him quickly by just using Bop. Bop makes it so these guys aren't gonna knock us back, which is the most annoying part. And you could also avoid the Sanity damage. We're not going to even bother killing them because we have a bunch of damage right now. So we're done. So looking at our corrupted mementos, that means we have in fact killed everything, and we have all 10. So we're gonna go turn in the crystals now, which should get us our wings back up by the time we want it for the start. And that should land us around 2,500, which means we had okay-ish RNG. We're going to have about 4,800 this run, which again, dependent on RNG, you get anywhere from like 4,800 to 4,850 or so. And that is quite literally the maximum you can get. Crystals. I believe our time is going to be pretty good this run. Might even be sub 20. Like I said, I haven't really timed myself. I always just assume it's about 20 minutes. We don't normally lust, but we'll lust on this one. Right, we'll pre-pot. Kill those two things quickly, which also give us the buff, which is nice. Hopelessness. I'm gonna just bubble. We don't want to deal with the slowdown effect. Tile ground. We're done. That was full run. What's the time? 7:23, so that's 18 minutes. Might even be a new record. So right there, done. 18-minute full run, 5 masks, every single mob killed, all 10 crystals. No sanity orbs used either. Got 2527, which you add the 2300 that you get here, so that's 4827, which is a maximum. So that's what our normal vision run looks like.